When you make a mistake, okay, when you fail apparently on something, then we tend to be very harsh to ourselves, right? We beat ourselves up and we say, okay, I messed it up again. I'm never gonna make it, I'm not good enough. I'm not ready. I still have to have 5,000 certificates to be able to be a good coach. So this is the way how we talk to ourselves. If you won't say bad thing to another person, why would you say it to yourself? You are the most important person in your life. You wake up with yourself, you go to bed with yourself. When you look in the mirror, the person who's looking back at you is you. Nobody else. So that's the deepest form of self-love, giving the same compassion and understanding and respect to yourself like what you give to others.
If you go to the animal world, you will see fine animal, fine birds flying around. But sometimes you also see a bird that are falling down, is dead, is decaying. It's part of the cycle of life.
Example, what you are doing, that's purpose, that's your purpose, no matter, that makes me happy, okay? Because this is how we grow as well, but on the same time, we inspire others, and then we learn something new, and then we grow, so we have an impact. You have an impact on the people around you, on your audience. I have an impact, so whenever we share something, but on the same time, it's something what we do from heart. This is our purpose. This is what we do. We find out we are on the path. We are on own path. And this doesn't lead to burnout because you are doing it with joy, right? You are doing it with it makes you feel happy. But on the same time, you give yourself permission to rest. You give yourself permission to lead others, but to lead from heart, not by burnout. Not because then what's the point? Okay? There's no point on it because God gives you, yes, you have a purpose. God gives you the purpose. If you have a dream, that dream was given to you for a reason. Whatever you see in your imagination and whatever you want to be, and you can see it clearly in your mind, it means that it already exists. Okay?
That's so
that's your purpose, to call that into your reality. But if you are going to burn out, if you do not love the person who you are, first of all, then how can you, as you said, how can you love others? How can you, show others what love means or what respect means, or how leading a heartful business or lead the business from heart, how does that mean if you don't know what it is? Correct? And you were talking about just say again, what was your last sentence about self-love? You said something beautiful there because, let me just recall that. Yes, when you say to someone, I love you, right? But you don't love yourself, how can you really truly love them? And that's beautiful. Just think about it. When you make a mistake, okay, when you fail apparently on something, then we tend to be very harsh to ourselves, right? We beat ourselves up and we say, okay, I messed it up again. I'm never going to make it. I'm not good enough. I'm not ready. I still have to have 5,000 certificates to be able to be a good coach. So this is the way how we talk to ourselves, okay? Now think about it. Would you talk like that to your best friend? Your best friend made a mistake, right? And say, oh, you go there, you are compassionate with him, you encourage him, you say, no, it happened, okay, just go on, keep going, you can do better next time, right? Now, if we say that to our best friend, would we tell to our best friend what we tell to ourselves? No, we wouldn't.
Yeah, that is a good point.
So I'm saying, we have to learn, I had to learn myself to talk to myself like I'm talking to my best friend. I encourage myself because if you are not your greatest cheerleader, if you do not love yourself, then who else? Because as I said, how you cheer for yourself, how you respect yourself is the way how you teach others. And again, If you won't say bad thing to another person, why would you say it to yourself? You are the most important person in your life. You wake up with yourself, you go to bed with yourself. When you look in the mirror, the person who's looking back at you is you. Nobody else. So
Yeah.
that's the deepest form of self-love, giving the same compassion and understanding and respect to yourself like what you give to others. I think this is the simplest way how can I explain really what self-love means. And from this is the beginning of a beautiful transformation. It's a process, a healing process, a transformation process that will literally make huge changes and transformation and shifts in all areas of your life, okay? In your relationship, in your business, first of all, in your relationship with yourself, then with others. And that's the beauty of it. It leads to a beautiful transformation, to a growth in all areas. And now I talk too much.
No, not at all, not at all. Of course, we need it. We need to be able to. We need the information because if you don't talk, we will know what is in your head. So it is really important. And I also love what you were saying there, Christina. In that we need to give ourselves even the permission to make mistakes. Because if we don't make mistake, how are we even going to know? If we don't do what is wrong, how do we know what is right? It's like
Exactly.
all your life you have been saying everything correct. Now, how do you even understand the concept of what is wrong? You don't know. Because life was even never designed like that. Because if you go to a tree, under the tree, you will see beautiful flowers, right? But look around very well, you will see some leaves that are falling, that they are decaying. If you go to the animal world, you will see fine animal, fine birds flying around. But sometimes you also see a bird that are falling down, is dead, is decaying. It's part of the cycle of life. You can't just focus on only the beautiful part of it. But remember that the beautiful part of it cannot be without the ugly part of it. In my town where I grew up, there is a guy who was doing music. His name is Ojo at the time, but I'm talking of more than 20, 25 years ago. So he said that the dustbin has a function in the house. The broom has a function in the house. The toilet has a function in the house. Because usually when we look at how to manage those things, those dirty part of the society, we look at it as if they are filthy. We don't even need to touch it. But take a moment and reflect. In your beautiful house, if you don't take care of those dirty part of it, the most beautiful part of the house will become useless because you can't enjoy it anymore. Because all the food that you have eaten now, they are going to decompose, they are going to pass as waste. If while you are decorating your beautiful house, you didn't prepare a place that you are going to defecate later, how are you going to live in the house? So everything is part of it. The beautiful and the ugly, they are all part of the equation that make it interesting. So I think what that means is that we need to understand that even when we go wrong, it's okay because we haven't gone to the end of it yet. And I think also this is the most beautiful part of the purpose-driven and be intentional about the mission. Because the mission is not just to get something right now, but it's a perpetual journey. It's a continuous journey. If you make mistake now, your life was not supposed to end now because you are still alive. You still have chance to change. So forgive yourself and move on. Take the lesson, and move on. All right. Now, what do all this mean within the let's call it transformation? What do you say about that? That is the ability to forgive ourselves and the transformation. What does that mean? Maybe for an entrepreneur, for example.
Okay, now that's a beautiful question. That's a really beautiful question. So thank you for asking. Let me just say a few words first about, failing and making mistakes. That's part of life. Every mistake you make or every perceived failure is there for a reason. It's there for you to learn. Because as you move along on your journey, right? As you move along on your journey, those